Hello, it is I, StephenKnux, back with another video, continuing my Sonic voice actor series. This time, today I'm taking on Shadow the Hedgehog. And I thought it would be great to talk about Shadow next because a guy I'm sub to named Cabanermoney456 recently asked his viewers who their favorite Shadow voice was. And I was like, hey, I'll do it. So yeah, Shadow in total only has 3 voice actors: David Humphrey, Jason Griffith, and Kirk Thornton. I see Shadow as not a villain, but a hero. You can see at the end of Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow dies a good guy, which you assume he wouldn't sound so dark and emo in later games. Well, he does, and that's the main problem I have with Griffith. I'm not saying his voice was bad, I just don't like his take on Shadow. He sounded way too emo and awkwardly out of place with the rest of the characters, to where I didn't care for him anymore. Griffith's voice changed Shadow so much for me that I felt he was a brand new character, and not even in a good way. Like I said, the voice/acting from Griffith wasn't bad at all, it's just I didn't like it on Shadow. But no matter how much I dislike Griffith's Shadow, I'll take it any day over Kirk Thornton. The current voice of Shadow as of 2012 is easily the worst Shadow voice I've ever heard in my life. I mean, there are people on YouTube that can portray Shadow 10 times better than this guy. When I first heard him speak in Free Riders, my hatred for the new voice actors grew tremendously. Now don't get me wrong, I like some of the new voices, but Shadow, oh my gosh. Either this guy needs to improve, or he has to go. End of story. It's like he's trying to sound like Humphrey but doesn't know exactly how. So he makes up some generic evil voice. And like I said earlier, Shadow isn't evil.
You've got this, Sonic.
Why does Sega keep doing this to their characters? Anyway, let's talk about David Humphrey, who is in my opinion the best Shadow hands down. And I'm not just saying that because he was the first voice actor for him. Humphrey did one thing the other 2 actors couldn't do, and that was giving Shadow emotion and a relatable personality. I don't want Shadow to sound like Edward from Twilight. I want him to sound like, well, Shadow. Humphrey makes Shadow's story and death believable, and actually makes me feel sad for Shadow when he dies. I don't understand why Sega portrays Shadow as a dark and evil character. And yeah, you could say it's because he lost his memory and all, but if that's the case, what was the point of his character build in the first place? Besides, in Sonic Heroes, Shadow remembers Sonic, so how could he have lost his character? Anyways, David Humphrey was my favorite Shadow. Who is yours? Comment or leave a video response. Don't forget to sub, it helps a lot. And tell me who to cover next. So, see you guys later.